Hello guys, my name is High Elk and welcome to my video. In today's video, I will show you how to basic move, dribble, pass and shoot in the new upcoming football video game Rematch. Just a disclaimer, I won't really cover the goalkeeper position in this video. I will make a separate video covering the goalkeeper, and also be mindful that the development team has announced that changes will be made to the goalkeeping position, so that's why I won't cover it today. I have been playing this game in two closed betas, an open beta, and I have around 35 hours into the game. As I said, in this showcase/tutorial video, I will showcase to you some basic movements, tips and tricks, and how to play optimally this game. Also, make sure to keep watching at the end of my video, where I will share some very useful tips on how to score goals, provide assists to your teammates, and much more. So, let's get right into it and start with some basic movement and receiving the ball. So, in order for you to see better what I'm doing, I'll need some sort of controller input so you can get a better idea of what controls I'm exactly pressing. So let's do that now. Ah, there we go. Thanks, Tony. So anyways, the game was made to be played by a controller. You can play on keyboard and mouse, just know that the controls are a little bit wonky. So, for the purposes of this video, I will use a controller. One important thing to note is that you move your player and your camera independently. To move your player, you use the left stick. To move your camera, you use the right stick. So, the camera always stays fixed unless you changed it. There is an exception by pressing the triangle button, which automatically switches the camera towards the ball. Regarding basic movement, there's also sprinting. To sprint, you just hold L1 or LB if you're using an Xbox controller, and you can see on the bottom of the screen there's an indicator that's green that represents your stamina. So if I hold L1 and I run, the stamina bar goes down. What you will also notice is next to that green bar there's a slight blue bar. That is our boost. To activate the boost, I just double click the L1 button. As you can see, the player gets that fast transition and makes you move that much faster, whether to get back into the defense quickly or to chase the ball. Okay, so let's move to receiving the ball. If the ball is moving right towards me, I don't have to do anything. My player will automatically receive the ball, just like that. As you can see, I didn't have to input anything. My player just received the ball without any need for input. The exception here is if your player is not in the pathway of the ball. So if you get a game ping that you can receive the ball, it doesn't necessarily mean that your player will automatically do that. So let's see how that looks like. As you can see, there's the ping. My player was very close to the ball, but he didn't receive it automatically because he wasn't in the direct pathway of the ball. To fix this, if you are slightly away from the pathway and you want to receive the ball, once you get the game's ping that you can receive it, you can just press the X button. That will move your players toward the ball and it will push it in the direction that he is facing. Let's check that out. So as you can see, I'm right there, and if I press X, my player moves a bit to the side, receives the ball and pushes it in the direction that he is facing. This is adjustable. What we can do is once we receive the ping, and regarding on where we hold our left stick, that's where our player will push the ball. So if I hold my left sticks to the left while pressing X to receive it, my player will push the ball in the left direction. Let's check that out. So as you can see, I pressed X, my player received the ball, and because I was holding the stick to the left, my player went left. That's basically it for receiving the ball, so let's go to dribbling. To dribble, there are a few ways. Basic dribbling, without the use of anything, just your left stick, dribbling in the defensive stance, flicks, and sprinting. Once you have the ball, you can dribble by just using the left stick. So if I hold the left stick, my player just dribbles, and this can be very useful if your players commit to a lot of slide tackles, because in that way you have fine control of your player and you can just loop around them and get past them real easy. Let's put a hypothetical. Right in front of me is a player and I want to get past him.
He's being very defensive and very patient. To get around him, I will use my boost. So I move, I use boost, and I stay in front of the ball. While I stay in front of the ball, while my player doesn't control the ball finally, he can push it in front of him, keeping the ball. So this little boost can help you get past players who are very defensive and on edge. To be more precise, who are being very reactive. I also spoke about dribbling while in the defensive stance. To enter the defensive stance, you just hold L2. As you can see, the aim indicator has changed, as well as my player is standing more readily on the ball. To use this dribbling, I just have to press the X button in any direction that I want to. So if I want to move fast to the back, I hold L2, left stick down, and then X. So I can do this in any direction that I want, and this can be very useful to get past slide tackles. So if your opponent is coming directly towards you, you can just hold L2, move to the side, and he will slide right past you, and it will allow you to run forward towards the goal. What you can also do with L2 is if you double press the X button, your player will do a pirouette. This can be slightly useful. I haven't found a lot of use cases yet for it, but just know that the option is there. Finally, what we can do are flicks. To create flicks, either a rainbow flick, a sombrero, or a flick to the side, what we have to do is hold the R1 button and then the X button. So if I'm not pushing the left stick anywhere, my player will automatically do a rainbow flick in the direction that he is facing. So, to do a sombrero, for example, what I would do is hold the left stick back and then do the command for the flick. It has to be fast though, because if your player turns around before you do the flick, he will just do a regular rainbow flick. So let's see what a sombrero looks like. Let's say my opponent is here. He expects me to go forward, but I will just flick the ball to the right and then take a shot. If my opponent doesn't do aerial tackles, that will allow me to get that extra bit of space, allow myself to shoot, and potentially score a goal. Alright, so let's combine what we know for now. So we know how to basically move, we know how to receive the ball, and we know some dribbling. Let's say the ball is on the other side. Your teammate is right where the ball is. You're free with the defender on your back. However, what your teammate does is do a poor pass. He doesn't put it in your pathway. So we can use a short dash by holding the L2 and X button in front of the ball, and then use the sombrero to trick our opponent, get past him, and shoot on goal. That would look something like this. So we dash towards the ball, do a sombrero, and take a shot. This, I guarantee you, will create a lot of chances for you. It can get you need some training for it, but once you get it, I guarantee you'll score some bangers.
Me left.
My bad.
Already going big.
My bad.
Now let's cover passing. So to pass the ball, you can either shoot or pass normally with the square button. So if I just tap the square, my player will pass the ball in any direction the left stick is pointing at. Let's say I'm moving to the right, but I want to pass the ball left. What I would do is, let's say I'm moving to the right, then I would press the square button and just move the left stick to the left. My player, as you can see the indicator of the pass, can do this without any interference from the camera. This allows you to do no-look passes, which are very important and very useful. You can also control the power of this pass. So if you hold down the square button, it will go longer. So if I hold it, you can see it is faster and goes that extra distance. The next type of pass is the lob pass. So the same as the sombrero, if we want to move the ball upwards, we have to hold the R1 button. So if I hold R1 and then just hold the square, as you can see, the ball gives that little lob. This pass is slower but can be extremely useful to get around defenders, so it is a great tool in your toolset. And finally, you can pass by using the shoot button. The difference between shoot and pass is that you cannot shoot in the direction that you are not looking. Your shot action is directly locked to the camera, so if I look at that specific corner and I shoot it, that's where it goes. I cannot immediately change the camera to look the other way. While taking a shot, I can look with the right stick. However, it's pretty slow and it doesn't allow you that much time as you think it might have. So let's see. As you can see, it went barely to the left. Let's try that one more time just to see it. As you can see, not a lot of it. My tip for you is, if you see that your teammate is far away and is alone, use that shot pass, because it will get the ball there faster so the defenders can't get to him. Use normal passing for no-look passes if your teammate is close to you, and lob passes to break the lines or get the ball over the defenders. While passing to your teammates is great, you can also use the pass to get past your opponent. Let's say an opponent is directly in front of me. He's very good at defending, so to get around him, I will use the wall to my right to get past him. What I would do is I would just pass into the wall, use the boost, and get around the defender. I can also use the lob pass for this. So if I just bounce off the wall like this, you see how much faster I get to that ball, and I would break the defender's ankles. A great tip for passing the ball to your teammates quickly in front of the goal, if they have a really good goalkeeper, is to use the shoot and use the backboard. So what we would do is make the keeper think that we are about to shoot on goal, but really we are aiming at top of the backboard so we can get that ball into our teammate. So let's say I'm running here at goal, I can just shoot at the backboard, and you can see the ball lands in a very desirable area for our teammate, where he can finish that chance without the keeper. Alright, so let's get to shooting. So to shoot, you hold down the R2 button. The longer you hold it, the more power you get. You can also put a spin on the ball by using the left stick. So let's say I aim for that right corner, but as you can kind of see, my aim is not directly in the corner. What I can do is apply and spin to that shot so it will bend right into the corner. Let's try it out now. As you can see, there's a little dot at the aim indicator, and that dot determines the spin on the ball. So if I had my left stick to the right, it would have give that an outward bend. So let's check that out. So let's say I aim somewhere in the middle. I know that's a very weak shot and the goalkeeper is there, so I want to put sort of an outward bend to it to make it go into that top net. A great tip for you attackers is, if you're in a 1v1 situation against the goalkeeper, what you can do is use the shot to pass to yourself using the backboard, and then use a volley to catch the goalkeeper off of his guard. So I can shoot up the backboard. As you can see, I got that indicator that my player can get to the ball, immediately use shoot, and then just do a volley. The way that volley works is with the same indicator of receiving the ball. So let's pass it to the side there. As you can see, the indicator, as soon as I press the R2 button, my player goes into a shoot animation. Let's say that your opponent is a godlike goalkeeper. You cannot get the ball into the net. What you can use is pass the ball into the net instead to trick him. So the same action for passing to your teammates works for shooting on goal. This can make the ball go very low and very fast into the corner. Be mindful that the pass is very, very sensitive in the direction that it's going, so you can miss some pretty good sitters. So those are some basic mechanics and some great tips for you to use in your next rematch game. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some great tips. And if you like this video, make sure to throw a like, comment and subscribe to stay tuned for more content. Also, if you want to see me play live, you can tune in whether at YouTube or on Twitch. Come say hi or just lurk, whatever feels more comfortable. Anyways, see you next time. Bye.